a private investigator means two things. You can be sure you'll run into trouble, and you can never be sure you'll get out of it. Not much you can do about it, I guess, except, like Julie always says...
Walk softly, Peter Troy.
And now, Peter Troy investigates the Grecian goddess.
It doesn't take much to bring the walls of Troy a-tumbling down, says Julie, my female major domo and typewriter jockey. Just a pair of dark eyes bordered by long, luscious lashes, hair soft and silky, and a figure like a Grecian goddess. Oh, and talking of Grecian goddesses brings us to Helena. And here, let us pause for reflection. Let's think in terms of sweet music and the moonlit vista beyond the mountains of Athens. Let's think of rosy red lips pouting an invitation beside an Ionian olive grove. In short, let's think of Helena.
Is he dead?
No.
Oh, not even a little bit.
Helena, please. I have to get rid of him before we reach London.
Darling, open the compartment door and throw him out.
You are such a charming person, my dear. Those beautiful eyes of yours hide a lot.
They are my fortune, Ricchini. And yours. Who is this man who will be meeting us in London?
His name is Peter Troy. He's a very competent private investigator.
Good looking?
I don't know. And if you... I'm worried about...
Worried?
I'm worried about anything that you are concerned in.
Oh, my poor Ricchini.
This man Troy has a reputation for being smart.
So?
He's not easily fooled.
He is a man, isn't he?
No, of course.
Then I can twine him about my little finger.
Helena?
He is to take me to Bristol, to Prestasis.
To your father.
To Nicholas Prestasis. And we travel by car.
Yes.
And then, like I say, everything will be all right.
I wish I could be sure of that.
By this evening, Ricchini, my love, you will have 100,000 pounds of Nicholas Prestasis' money in your pocket.
The assignment was a Lulu, the sort of job a private eye dreams of. All I had to do was meet Nicholas Prestasis' daughter at Victoria Station and transport her by car to the arms of her ever-loving papa who'd be waiting in Bristol. That's all. And for this, I'd received a check for £100 with a promise of a further 100 when she was delivered, safe and sound. That's a lot of money for a short trip. But then Prestasis could well afford it. After all, the Greek shipowner was one of the richest men in the world. His daughter, Helena, had traveled over from Athens by train, and she'd been guarded all the way by various continental bodyguards. Prestasis was pathologically scared of her being kidnapped. I was to take over from an Italian sleuth called Ricchini at Victoria Station and escort her on the final lap of her journey. There was only one sour note to the whole deal. Julie had seen a picture of the Greek gal and had decided to tag along as chaperone. It seems she didn't trust me with this doll.
Other private detectives get assignments to find missing poodles for elderly spinster ladies, or tracing erring offsprings for staid old families, but not Peter Troy.
Oh, no. He's asked to look after fascinating heiresses loaded with Grecian bends.
Oh, now, Julie.
Don't now, Julie, me.
Well, I didn't go after this job. It came after me, remember? Julie, let's have a look at that newspaper photo again. I don't want to miss Helena.
Oh, fat chance of that happening. Not when she owns a pair of legs like that.
Nice. Yeah, but the rest of the photo's kind of blurry, isn't it?
It's a wonder the photographer got anything at all. Helena Prestasis is publicity shy, and her father likes it to be kept that way.
Oh, here's the Dover boat train.
Take that glint out of your eye.
I'm just anxious to start the assignment, that's all.
I'll bet you are.
What'll she be wearing?
She'll be dressed in black and wearing a dark veil.
Oh, is she in mourning?
She will be, after she meets you.
Oh, clever, very clever.
And she'll be sporting a white rose in her lapel, according to her father's letter.
Charming.
She'll be in private compartment C. She travels in style.
Yeah, that Italian detective's a lucky dog.
Oh, men.
Well, come on, let's go look for private compartment C.
Signor Troy, Signor Peter Troy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, you must be...
May I see your credentials, please?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Thank you. One cannot be too careful.
Yeah, that's right.
May I present Miss Helena Prestasus?
Oh, well, I am...
I am so pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Troy. So very pleased.
Likewise.
And I am Mr. Troy's secretary, Miss Summers.
Oh.
Well, perhaps we could all go have a drink.
I advise against it.
So do I.
You should waste no time in starting for Bristol.
Oh, but would it be a waste of time?
Well, you are responsible now, Signor Troy.
That's right.
The car's outside.
Arrivederci, Signora. My regards to your father.
Goodbye, Mr. Ricchetti.
The car is waiting outside, Miss Prestasis. Pete,
Well,
come back to us.
What? Oh, yeah, the car. Well, we'll get a porter to look after your luggage. Now, if you'd like to take my arm.
Why, I would love to, Mr. Troy.
And I'll take the other one, Mr. Troy.
Tony Ricchetti, isn't it?
What?
You don't remember me?
No.
Inspector Adams, Scotland Yard.
Oh,
Ring a bell?
now listen to me, Inspector.
I know. You're going straight. I have no right to question you about anything.
I am here on business.
You still have that phony detective agency in Milano?
I run a respectable agency.
Yes, I know.
Are you here to catch a train?
No, actually, I'm here following a series of hunches.
I don't understand.
I got word from Mr. Prestasis' secretary that his daughter was arriving. Then I hear through the grapevine that Peter Troy's been given the job of bodyguard and escort for her. So I just came down to see that everything went off all right. But then I see you hanging around. I'm a weary, cynical old police officer, Ricchetti. My suspicious nature got the better of me.
I have just delivered Helena Prestasis into Mr. Troy's safekeeping. I've just completed a perfectly legitimate assignment, Inspector.
Ricchetti, you don't know the meaning of the word legitimate.
You want to make an arrest? What is the charge?
No arrest, just a warning. Get out of London as fast as you can.
My passport and papers are in order. I shall leave when I feel inclined. Arrivederci, Inspector.
Now, here's trouble. I think we better take a look around that train.
I think it would be advisable to take the next turn off to the left, Peter.
That leads to Oxford, not Bristol.
I am aware of that, Miss Summers. I'm also aware of the fact that the obvious route to Bristol is through Reading. Everyone knows that.
Helena means that any attempt to kidnap her would be made on the Bristol-Reading road. A detour through Oxford, and we fool any would-be snatchers.
And being the daughter of Prestasis, I am used to being devious.
Mm-hmm. Well, here we go. The Oxford turnoff. Then we cut back down to Bristol through Swindon. Well, Julie, it's only a few more miles.
I don't like it. I know this turn off to Oxford. It's very quiet and too peaceful.
Listen, there's only one chance in 1,000 that anyone would attempt to kidnap Miss Prestasis.
Then why don't we keep on the main road?
Well, the scenery is nicer along here.
Peter, you will be a darling, please, and stop at the next wayside inn we come to. I have a terrible thirst.
Yes,
Oh,
Helena.
Peter, please.
Oh, well, okay. Anyway, I'm supposed to check by phone with your father a couple of times before we reach Bristol. I can do that while we're stopped.
Ah, look, there is a place up there ahead.
Yeah, that looks a nice spot.
I think we ought to keep going.
Oh, now, Julie.
I think I detect a little spark of green in those pretty blue eyes of yours, Miss Summers. I will try not to steal your boy away from you, but I do find him very, very attractive.
Yeah, well, now, if you gals would like to go into the lounge, I'll take care of that phone call.
I don't think this pub's open. It looks pretty deserted to me.
Yeah, well, let's try anyway. Here we are. Here. Well, the door's open. There should be someone in attendance.
It's empty. Well, call for somebody, Peter.
Yeah. Hello? Anyone at home?
Yes?
Oh, good. Well, Okay, what's the gag? Is this Halloween or something? Why the mask?
Why don't you ask why the gun?
Do something, Peter.
Oh, such as? That's an awful big hunk of artillery he has pointed in my direction. Look, he starts flinging lead around, someone's going to get hurt. Me, probably.
Troy, there is rope and a gag on the chair to your left. Take it. Bind your secretary. Bind and gag her. Tight.
You better do as he says, Pete.
Senora, move away from them.
You will never get away with this.
Move. Troy, the rope.
Turn around, honey. Listen, I'll put a slip knot in there.
No talking.
I've got it.
Listen, Buster, if you think you're going to be able to just walk on out of here and...
Much safer than tying him up, Signorina Summers. Now I shall finish the job with your bonds and the gag.
Helena, don't just stand there.
He has a gun.
And I shall use it, unless you cooperate.
Came around, I felt as if I was swimming through thick mud, and Sir Malcolm Sargent was conducting a symphony of pneumatic drills inside my head. I untied and ungagged Julie, made a quick search of the place, and found it empty, of course, and then set about using the phone. I put a call through to Prestasis and told him his ever-loving daughter had been snatched. He screamed blue murder, which set my head a-clanging all over again. Then I phoned through to Scotland Yard to learn that my old friend Inspector Caswell was out of town. I got onto another acquaintance, Inspector Adams. The local police arrived first, cordoned off the entire district. Then, an hour and a half later, Adams arrived to offer his felicitations. Oh, it's very funny, Inspector, very funny. And for an encore, I get someone to steal the crown jewels.
Even that would hardly top this little caper, Troy.
It wasn't Pete's fault.
No, okay, honey bun, okay. Don't make excuses for me.
I had a feeling in my bones this was going to happen.
Yeah, why?
Well, the fellow you took over from was called Tony Ricchini.
Yeah, so?
He's an international hoodlum with a record as long as both our arms.
What?
He runs a detective agency in Milan. Runs it with another fellow called Roberto Laganza. We found him on the train.
Oh, well then, we...
Dead.
Oh.
Obviously silent.
Yeah, he must have got cold feet.
Something like that.
Well, Ricchini is an Italian, isn't he?
Oh, yes.
And it was an Italian that jumped us here.
Ricchini, without a doubt.
He was wearing a mask and he tried to disguise his voice.
Oh, he must have hit me with a bulldozer.
Lucky your head doesn't have a brain in it.
Oh, ha-ha.
Signora.
What?
He called her Signora.
Yeah, well, I know what I'd like to call her.
It's significant.
Oh, Julie, please.
He called her Signora both here and at the station.
So?
Helena Prestasis isn't married, is she?
No, of course not.
But Signora is Italian for Mrs.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I don't
Now,
see
just hold on a minute, Inspector.
Oh, what's the matter?
Now, I was standing right here when I was slugged, right?
Right.
Ricchini, if that's who it was over beyond you, Inspector.
Uh-huh. Go on.
Both Julie and I had our backs to him.
Yes, I get it.
Well, I don't.
He was talking just a second before I got bopped.
Well, then
He couldn't have got over here to hit me.
So a little bird.
Yes, exactly.
Huh?
A little birdie called Helena Prestasis delivered the KO.
Oh, you're out of your mind.
No, it figures, Inspector. No, I remember. When I turned after Pete was hit, Ricchini was still standing some distance away, but Helena was not an arm's length away from Pete.
Look, she's the one who's been kidnapped.
Which brings me back to the Signora business.
Oh.
I don't think the woman we were escorting to Bristol was Helena Prestasis after all.
Jumping catfish.
Oh, but that doesn't make sense.
It does. Ricchini's made it look as though Helena was kidnapped here in England. But I'll wager the actual snatch took place long before that train pulled into Victoria Station.
Maybe when Ricchini took over in Milan.
Yeah.
And we've got the police of 5 counties out looking for her around here.
There's still Ricchini and the Signora hanging around someplace.
Well, if your hunch is right, then they'll stay until the ransom demand is made.
What about the real Helena Prestasis?
We've got to find her before her father pays out the demand.
Or else.
Well, you know the pattern kidnappers follow.
Helena dies.
I'd better put a call through to Interpol right away.
Oh, what a mess. Well, this is the end of Troy investigations, Julie. I wonder what what the labor exchange has to offer a worn-out private eye?
Throwing in the towel, Pete?
Well, after Prestasis is through with me...
Supposing you were to bring in Ricchini and his partner.
Oh, Julie, this is no time for jokes.
I'm not joking. I have a surprise for you.
What?
Yes?
The gag used on you.
Yes. Look at it. Closely.
It's a small table napkin.
Look in the bottom left-hand corner.
Looks like he filched it from somewhere. Mama Ricchini's Italian restaurant, Brentford.
London.
Well, Ricchini. Oh, it's too much of a coincidence.
Probably owned by a relative.
Yeah, and he must have been there recently.
And he may have gone back there to hide out until he's ready to contact Prestasis for the ransom.
Julie, I love you like
Don't you dare say brother.
Of course, Julie should have handed over important clues like that to Inspector Adams, but, well, somehow I had to rebuild my shattered professional reputation, and bringing in Ricchini seemed a good way to do it. Julie and I hightailed it back to London and hunted around Brentford for Mama Ricchini's. We found it in a side alley off the main road. By that time, it was after midnight and the place was closed.
Well, that would seem to be that. Brentford isn't exactly the West End. You'd expect it to be closed before midnight.
It wouldn't be difficult to get into that place.
Now, Pete.
I've got to get some sort of line on Ricchini.
This could be a wild goose chase. You wouldn't want to make a fool of yourself on a wild goose chase.
Everybody thinks I'm a fool now. What have I got to lose?
Breaking and entering.
Mere formality.
I wish I'd never shown you that wretched napkin.
Oh, it's nice of you to worry. Yeah, I'll wager I could pick the lock of that side door with one of your hairpins.
Here.
Thanks, honey bun. You keep watch for me, huh?
And if someone asks me what you're doing?
You just look coy and flutter those baby blue eyes at them. Yeah. Here goes.
Pete, I'm getting that old feeling again.
Trouble?
Yes.
Good. That could mean that we're getting warm. Yeah, I've got it. Now, you stay out here.
Not on your sweet life.
Oh, but Julie...
It's cold out here.
Oh, okay. But remember, you invited yourself to this party. It's all quiet.
Naturally, we forgot to bring a torch.
You should eat more carrots. Now, keep close. This time the motto is be prepared.
The laughter came from down below us somewhere.
Here's a cellar. There must be some stairs somewhere. Yes, I just found them.
They must have heard that.
No, maybe not.
So what's the next move, Mastermind?
Well, you stay here. I am gate crashing their little tete-a-tete.
Pete!
Hello again, Ricchini. Don't you go for your gun. I could squeeze the trigger on this little persuader of mine 3 times before you got yours out of your shoulder holster.
Oh, what is it you want?
What do you think?
I have no idea.
The Greek goddess, bright boy. Where is she?
I have no idea.
She back in Milan?
I have no...
Cut it out. You sound like an overplayed disc. Wait a minute, where's the other fella?
The, other fellow?
That laughter, there was you and somebody else.
Ah, I see you have noticed the other door to this room, Troy.
Yeah.
Yes, there were 2 of us in here a little while ago. But then we heard a noise outside, and my friend went to investigate. If you turn around, you will see that he is behind you in the doorway.
An ice-cold shiver ran down my back. I tensed myself, waiting for the bullet that must surely come from Ricchini's partner. I listened for footsteps behind me, not even daring to turn around and check. I could see Ricchini's fingers itching to get to his gun. If I wavered for a second, he'd have it out and blasting.
I'd drop the gun, Troy, if I was you.
Yeah, well, you're not.
It's 2 to 1 against. You'll be caught in a crossfire.
I drop the gun and I get it anyway. No, and I hold on to it, and at least I'll get one of you before I fall. And you know who that one will be, don't you, Ricchini?
All right, Troy. All right, then. So we come to some sort of an agreement.
Oh, brother, this will be good.
There's 100,000 pounds in these. 10% of that could be yours, Troy. You just turn around and get out of here.
No dice.
You fool.
Ricchini, you're not exactly sitting on cloud lucky 7 yourself.
Enrico, come and get him. Enrico, do you hear me?
He's playing it real quiet.
He's there.
Oh, I've no doubt about that. But does he know that I pull this trigger as soon as I hear any noise behind me? Well, he knows now. That's it.
No, Troy. No, wait.
Don't shoot him, Pete.
Julie, are you all right? I can't turn around to see.
I'm fine.
Well, then, what's happened?
But I think Ricchini's pal, Enrico, will be waking up in about an hour's time with an awful headache.
What?
He came stalking around the back just after you burst in down here. But obviously his eyes weren't accustomed to the dark. He walked right in front of me, so I bopped him with the heel of my shoe.
Now, that's poetic justice for you. I'll wager that's what Ricchini's girlfriend slugged me with back at that pub. Incidentally, who was the raven-haired beauty, Ricchini?
My wife.
Oh, hence the senora, huh? Julie, be an angel and relieve our buddy of his gun, will you? You'll find it snuggled into a shoulder holster. I'll feel a lot happier when it's not on his person.
A pleasure.
Yeah, that's it. And now we'll play questions and answers, Ricchini.
Firstly, where's your wife?
I have no idea.
That's the theme song I just don't like, Ricchini. Now, Julie, if you'll be so kind as to hold my gun on the gent, I will go ahead and teach him the meaning of cooperation.
Now, wait a minute, Troy.
Answers, bright boy. I want answers.
My wife's in Bristol.
Contacting Prostasis?
Yes.
Good. Second question, where are you hiding the real Helena Prostasis? And there's a great big booby prize if I don't get the right answer. It takes the form of my right fist.
I ought to have your license revoked, Troy. You take a delight in breaking every single rule in the book.
We wrapped up the case, didn't we, Inspector?
We? I had no idea you'd found Ricchini until you brought him into my office bound and gagged, and you brought him right through the heart of Scotland Yard
like a trussed chicken. Oh, but you were the one who told Interpol that Helena Prostasis was being held in Ricchini's office in Milan.
And you were the one that got the information, and a big fat check from Prestatis himself. Oh, there's no justice in this sordid world.
Well, I'd buy you a nice steak dinner, only your ulcers wouldn't let you enjoy it, would they?
Pete, there's someone out here to see you.
Well, I'm not at home.
It's a girl.
Oh.
Dark and beautiful.
Ah.
Her name is Helena Prostasis.
Oh.
She wants to thank you for saving her life. She looks very grateful. Wipe that leer off your face and walk softly, Peter Troy.